So we're going to do all of 10-3 today, circles. And like I said, out of the 4 conic sections, circles are the easiest, okay? Now, you guys, you know what a circle is, right? You can picture a circle in your head. You learned what circles were probably in preschool, I would think. Probably. Sure, that's a circle. All right, circle. The definition is a circle is the set of all points that are a distance, which is the radius, from a given point, the center. So it's all the points that are the same distance from the center. Okay, and that makes a circle. Have you ever seen someone take like a shoelace and then you fix it here and you take your lace, your string, and you go like this, and you go all the way around, and that makes a circle? No? Nobody's going to do that? Okay, so here we go. We're going to do a little introduction. Now, circles have an equation. Okay, there's an easy equation and there's a harder one, and I'll tell you the difference between each of them. All right, so if your equation of your circle is x squared plus y squared equals r squared. Okay? We're going to split our paper down the middle. And we're going to talk about this one first. All right, for this one, x squared plus y squared equals r squared. What this means is this would be a circle that has center at the origin. So center is at 0, 0. And the radius, or the distance from the origin, is r. Okay? So if I were to, say, graph this, what I would do is I would put my center at the origin. So here's my center. And I would go a distance of r in all the directions to make my circle go all the way around like that. Okay? So all of these have a distance of r. Anywhere on this circle has a distance of r from the center. So you call that r. Okay? That's a circle. All right. That's kind of a nice, easier formula to know. Okay, make sure you know this one. Center at the origin. Now, but, of course, we're not going to leave our circle at the origin. We're going to move it. We're going to move it here, or there, anywhere. Okay? And so when we do move it, what happens is our equation gets a little more complicated, and this is what it looks like. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. All right, so as you can see, I added some stuff in there as opposed to the other one. H and K are the only thing that are different.
These formulas on the quiz?
They're in your head. No, I don't give you any formulas in this chapter.
Thank you. I don't appreciate it.
All right, you're welcome. Here, the center is now at HK instead of 0, 0. By the way, did you realize that if you use this one with the center at the origin, it'll still work? You plug in 0 for H and 0 for K, and you will get x squared plus y squared equals r squared. Okay? And the radius is still r. And so when you go to graph this one, what you want to do is you want to first plot the center point. And the center point is going to be at HK. Now, it could be anywhere. I'm just going to say that it's right there. I'm going to say that's the point HK. All right? It could be anywhere. That's some random point. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go a distance of r in each direction, and I draw my circle. Is that a good circle? There. Yeah, it's okay. All right? So r is going to be a distance out. R is going to be there, to there, to there. Anywhere on the circle, the distance of r. Okay? And that's how you graph them. And that's the basics of them. So now we're going to do some problems. Here we go. Are you ready? Part B. We'll do some examples now. Okay, this is going to have quite a few examples because there are a lot of them are different. Let's just start by let's just graph one, okay? So number one, let's go ahead and let's graph x squared plus y squared equals, someone give me their favorite perfect square. 9. Perfect. X squared plus y squared equals 9. Okay? So what we're going to do is to graph this, we want to find the center and the radius, and then we'll graph it. Okay? So what is the center of this circle? The center is pretty easy. The center would be with the h and the k. There is no h or k. So our center is at the origin. Center is 0, 0. What's the radius of this circle? The radius is 3. Okay, see this equation right here? X squared plus y squared equals the radius squared. So in order to find out what r is, what the radius is, you have to take the square root of that number at the end. Square root of 9 is 3. Okay, so here we go. We're ready to graph. You go and you plot your center, and then you're going to go 3 in each direction. So I like to do it this way. I like to go 3 in north, 3 east, 3 south, and 3 west. Right? And then I'm going to take those points, and I'm going to draw my circle as best I can. And there it is.
Looks like a target love that.
I know, it's beautiful, right?
Crosshair.
Yes. Okay, let's do another one, but this time, let's not have the center at the origin, because that was kind of boring. So let's do this. We're going to take x minus 2 squared plus y plus 5 squared is equal to 36. Woo!
You know who started this?
That's mine.
Can I use it?
I own that one, yeah. All right, so we're going to find the center, we're going to find the radius, and we're going to graph this thing. Give yourself a nice big old graph over here. All right, so 3 parts. I want to find the center, the radius, and I want to graph. Okay? Now the center, get this. Go back to your equation. Do you see how it's in parentheses with the squared? So what you're going to do is the opposite. Remember when a parabola, when it was in parentheses with a squared, you go the opposite, left or right? Same thing here. So our center is going to be what? Good, yes, 2, -5. Okay? It's like kind of like the zeros. Remember when you found zeros? What would make that 0? What would make that 0? 2, -5. Okay? And what's the radius of this thing? 6. 6. Okay. So go to 2, -5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 2, -5. And now, from the center, not from the origin, but from the center, I need to go a distance of 6 in all of my northeast, southwest. Okay? So I'm going to count 6 going up. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 6 going out this way. And you can kind of eyeball it. 6 going that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Eyeball it.
Yeah. And then draw the best circle you've ever drawn in your life. There it is.
There is a circle.
Gorgeous. Aren't these fun? I told you. You didn't believe me, but I told you. All right.
My circle is slightly not a circle.
Is it? It's a little lopsided, a little wobbly. Number 3. Now, I'm going to tell you this. The center of our circle... Cam, your drugs are ready. All right, the center of your circle, don't forget to, turn those off. Yeah, why not? The center of your circle is at -4, 7. And the radius of our circle is 4. We are going to write an equation now. We're not going to graph it. They didn't tell us to graph it or anything like that. We're just going to write an equation, okay? Here's where knowing your formulas comes in handy, right? Your formula is for a circle, x minus h in parentheses squared plus y minus k in parentheses squared equals r squared. So we're going to take these information and we're going to put it into our equation. Psst, sit down. All right, so here we go. X, anybody want to take a guess? plus 4, opposite, x plus 4 squared. It's a plus in the middle. And then what? Y minus 7 squared equals 16. Perfect. That's it. Sounded like my sister there. Perfect. That's how she sounds. Okay. Yes, exactly the same. Sometimes I'll call home. My parents are like, who is this? How dare you? Okay, so let's do this one. Number 4. Let's do x squared plus y squared equals 9. And we're going to take that circle that we graphed at the beginning, but we're going to translate this circle. We're going to translate this. Translate means we're going to move it. We're going to move it. How do they want us to move it? 4 to the left and 3 up. Okay. We're going to take this and we're going to translate it 4 to the left and 3 up. And we're not going to graph it. We just want to write the equation. Okay? So this circle that is centered at the origin right now, the circle with radius 3, the one we drew in the first problem, we're going to do 4 up. No. 4 to the left. Your left is this way, isn't it? And 3 up. Okay? So here we go. Let's do it. Some people like to do this. They like to kind of write, like, you know, what it's going to be. By the way, the radius is not changing. It's still 3. So 3 squared would be 9. And so now let's talk about what h and k are doing. So if I'm going to go 4 up, or 4 left, I keep saying up. 4 to the left is negative 4, and 3 up is positive 3. That's my new center. Okay? 4 to the left is minus 4 on the x, and 3 up is positive 3 on the y. So then when I write this, what's this going to be? Plus 4, remember it's the opposite, and then minus 3. Okay, you got to think opposites here. If you want to go up, you actually have to write minus 3 in your equation. All right, let's do this one now. Number 5. Suppose that I give you this circle. Draw the circle. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So plot a point right there. And then suppose that I give you this point. What is that? 1, 2. Yes? Is that over here? Let me see. 1, 2. Sorry. Are you laughing at me? I'm trying to figure this out. I want to draw this right. All right, so how far did I go? That's 5, and I went to 1, that's 4. Okay, so it's got to be over here. All right, suppose that I give you this circle. It's pretty gross. It should hit right here. So they'll give you a picture, just a picture of it, and they want you to come up with the equation. Okay? All right, what you want to do for this is you want to first find out what the center is. Okay? So go to your picture of your circle, and what is the center? What is this point right here? Can you count it? I know it's hard to count. Like, yeah. It's negative 4, negative 5. Okay. And your book will give you a nice grid, you know, and you can count and see what it is. So negative 4, negative 5. And then what is the radius of this circle? The radius is the distance here, distance there. Doesn't matter, just anywhere. And that would be, what is that, 4? The radius is 4. So if I'm down here at negative 5 and I'm right here at 1, negative 1, that's a distance of 4. So the radius is 4. So now I can write the equation. Okay? So can you write the equation? Can you do it? It's going to be x plus 4 squared plus y plus 5 squared equals, what does it equal? 16. Very good. Nice. You're going to see these numbers pop up a lot, these perfect squares a lot. Okay, so we did that one and that one and that one. And that one. Ooh, I've got 3 more. Number 6.
Yes.
Okay, suppose that you have this now. X squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 49. Okay? I want you to find the center, the radius, and I want you to graph. All right, I'm going to let you try this one. Here we go. What's the center? What'd you get? Good, 0, 3. Perfect. See how there's nothing next to the x that might have scared you a little bit? It's just 0. 0, 3. And the radius is 7. So I'm going to go to 0, 3. Yeah. Plot it. And then you're going to go 7 in each direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's kind of a lot. I'm going to eyeball it. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 7 over here. It is. There you go. I should hit that right there. Okay, good. All right. So I've got 2 more. Good.
All day.
All day. I wish you could. I wish you could stay here all day. This is your favorite class anyways. So, all right, number 7. Here we go. This is going to be the hardest one. So if you haven't paid attention, like 3 people look up. You might want to pay attention on this one. Here we go. We're going to write an equation.
Ooh, that was close.
Given that the center is at the point 2, negative 3, and your circle goes through the point 5, negative 1. Okay. There's a couple ways to do this problem. Yeah?
Wait, so 2, negative 3 is the center?
Yes. The center's 2, negative 3, but the circle goes through the point 5, negative 1. I'll tell you 2 ways to do this, okay? In order to get an equation of a circle, you need to know the center and the radius. Well, we don't have the radius. We do have the center. So let's start by plugging that in, okay? So I'm going to go x. Which one's the center? It really matters. You can't just pick a point. They tell me that the center is right here. So that's h and that's k. This is not h or k over here. This is x and y. So it's going to be x minus 2 squared plus y plus 3 squared equals r squared. Now there's 2 ways you can do this, okay? I prefer one way. One way that you can do this is to find out what r is you can use the distance formula between these 2 points. Do you remember the distance formula of 2 points? It's bad. It's gross. It's the square root of this whole thing, and it's yucky. Don't do it that way, okay? What you're going to do is you're going to take this point right here, and this point is a random xy on your circle. And you know what you're going to do? You're going to plug it in. Yes. Okay? So let's do that. We're going to plug in 5 for x, a negative 1 for y, and we're going to find out what r squared is. And we don't have to take the square root. We're looking for r squared. That's our question. We need to know what r squared is. So 5 goes in. 5 minus 2 squared, negative 1 plus 3 squared equals r squared. If you need to do this in your calculator, that's fine. You know, your calculator can handle this really well. I just said handle. All right. What you do is you can put in parentheses 5 minus 2 squared. You can put the whole thing in. Plus parentheses. You don't have to think at all. Negative 1 plus 3 squared. And hit enter. It gives you 13. Okay? So r squared equals 13. And finally, your last step is then to go back and write the equation of the circle. So the circle would then be, here's your answer, x minus 2 squared plus y plus 3 squared equals 13. That's the equation of the circle. Does it have a nice radius? No. The radius is the square root of 13, which is gross. But we don't care. We want to find out what r squared is. That goes in there. Okay?